What's going on, YouTube? It's Chris here from Friendly Frenzy Games, and today I'm going to show you how to unlock the Master of Bows trophy and achievement in Crimson Desert for completing all 6 of the Bow Mastery challenges. We're going to start in southeastern Hernan to find Bow Aimed at Fate 1. Head to this shrine along the path in the Hernan Highlands region, slightly west of the Glenbright Farm, to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to defeat 5 enemies with a bow within 60 seconds. Now, this challenge is obviously very easy to complete when you use an upgraded bow, especially if you've got a level 5 marksman skill in your stamina tree for maximum damage. Fast travel to a blockaded area of low-level enemies and use skills like Charge Shot, Imbued Charge Shot, or Focus Charge Shot on a tightly packed group of enemies to do the most amount of damage possible and to kill in quick succession. After you've killed your 5th enemy in less than 60 seconds, unseal the artifact to complete Bow Aimed at Fate 1. Next, we'll further north into Hernan for Bow Aimed at Fate 2. Head to this shrine along the path in the Deep Fog Basin region, slightly southeast of the Southern Sentry Post, to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to defeat 7 enemies in a row using only normal arrows. Now, this challenge is obviously very easy to complete when using an upgraded bow, especially if you've got a level 5 marksman skill in your stamina tree for maximum damage. You're going to need to make sure that you've got normal arrows selected as your ammunition type in your radial menu, then fast travel to a blockaded area of low-level enemies. Find a tightly packed group of enemies and start easily picking them off one by one with your bow. After you've killed your 7th enemy in a row using a bow and normal arrows, unseal the artifact to complete Bow Aimed at Fate 2. Skipping quickly east into northern Demonis, we'll head to the King Shield Mountains region to find Bow Aimed at Fate 5. Head to this shrine along the path in the north of Demonis, slightly northwest of the King Shield Mountains northern shrine, to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to defeat 5 enemies at once from over 20 meters away. Now, the easiest way that I was able to find to do this is to actually spawn at the Abyss Nexus on the small island in the far southeast of Delecia. When you spawn, equip an explosive arrow that you can purchase from the back alley shop merchant in the Thalewind region of Calphade, then run a short ways to the cliff so that you're able to get a good vantage point of the archway under the bridge. Wait for the tight groups of golden mechanical bugs to fly underneath, then aim your bow and press in on both the left and right stick, or press L3 and R3 together to enter focus shot and shoot the first bug that's leading the pack. Now, this will likely take a few tries, but once you've killed at least 5 enemies on a single shot from more than 20 meters away, unseal the Abyss artifact to complete Bow Aimed at Fate 5. Leaving Demonis and traveling northeast into southeastern Payloon, we'll grab Bow Aimed at Fate 3. Head to this shrine along the path in the Bayan region, slightly southeast of the Bayan Candlery, to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to hit 3 enemies in midair with a bow. Now, to make this challenge a little easier, I would highly recommend having some points into the focused skill shot in your spirit tree. Then, fast travel to a blockaded area and climb up as high as you can above a tight grouping of at least 3 enemies. Jump into the air and click in on the right stick or press R3 to perform an aerial force palm to get even more height, then press X or square to glide so that you fall slower. Aim your bow at those enemies and press in on the left stick and right stick, or press L3 and R3 together to enter focus shot, and then spam right bumper or R1 to paint the targets multiple times. Release the shot before you touch the ground, and as long as you hit at least 3 enemies before you touch the ground, unseal the artifact to complete Bow Aimed at Fate 3. Continuing north through Payloon, we'll make a stop in the Sequoia Forest region to collect Bow Aimed at Fate 6. Head to this shrine along the path slightly northwest of the Ridge Path Post to collect this Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to hit 5 enemies using Focused Shot. Now, this challenge requires at least 1 skill point into the Focused Shot skill in your spirit tree, but I would highly recommend level 3 since it's a solid skill and makes this challenge even easier. Fast travel to a blockaded area and find a tight grouping of enemies, then aim your bow and press in on both the left and right stick, or press L3 and R3 together to enter focus shot, then press right bumper or R1 to manually mark your targets. Once you release the shot, provided you didn't miss, you'll score enough hits on enemies with Focus Shot to unseal the artifact to complete Bow Aimed at Fate 6. Lastly, we'll move far north into the Crimson Desert to find the last challenge in the Bow Mastery Challenge set, Bow Aimed at Fate 4. Head to this shrine along the path in the Valley of Grief region, slightly west of the Well of Reflection, to collect the Sealed Abyss artifact. For this challenge, you'll need to take down 3 birds from over 15 meters away with a bow. Fast travel to a small body of water, like the Nos River between Hernand and Demonis, and then run alongside it to scare the birds that float along on top of the water. Once they fly off, let them get far enough away, then aim and fire at them to take them down with your bow. After you've successfully taken down your 3rd bird with a bow from over 15 meters away, you can unseal the Abyss artifact to complete the challenge and ultimately obtain the Master of Bows trophy and achievement. Now that's it for this video. I hope that it was able to help you. If it did, give it a like, give it some hype, and definitely drop a comment. While you're here, consider subscribing to Friendly Frenzy Games for many more Crimson Desert guides just like this one.